Dear learner on the platform of MOOCs, I am Professor Nafis Ahmad Ansari from Department of Political Science, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Today we will discuss about the political rights of civil servants in France. Historical perspective when we go through, we find that in France, government servants' political rights have evolved in significantly, reflecting broader governance transformations, societal values, and political philosophy. Historically, the government officials in France are expected to be politically neutral and loyal to the ruling monarch or regime with few opportunities for political engagement. This viewpoint was based on the absolutist monarchy of the pre revolutionary era, in which government officials were viewed as the state agents rather than independent political actors. However, with the French Revolution in 1789, the landscape of political rights shifted dramatically. The revolution introduced the values of liberty, equality, and fraternity, challenging French society established hierarchical institutions, including the function of civil servants. During this time, civil officials were frequently caught in the cross currents of the revolutionary fervor under pressure to side with the various political groupings while keeping their positions within the state apparatus. Napoleonic system impacted the political rights of the civil personnel in France. Civil services became professionalized during Napoleon Bonaparte's regime, with meritocratic ideals governing recruitment and advancement. Political participations remained limited as the public prisoners were expected to emphasize loyalty to emperor and adherence to the state policies over personal political beliefs. The establishment of the Third Republic in 1870 marked a watershed event in the political rights of the French civil servants. The Third Republic aimed to reconcile republican values and bureaucratic efficiency by granting civil officials privileges while requiring political neutrality in their official responsibilities. Civil servants were given the right to vote, but only certain conditions, and their freedom of expression was limited outside their professional obligations. Throughout the 20th century, many legal reforms and social movements influenced civil servants' political rights in France. The advent of the Fifth Republic under Charles de Gaulle reinforced civil servants' political neutrality while expanding their role in implementing state policy. However, disputes about the balance between the political rights and administrative impartiality continue reverberating in modern French culture, highlighting the persistent conflict between democratic norms and bureaucratic professionalism. Today, the political rights of the civil servants in France reflect a delicate balance between democratic and the need for a neutral and efficient public administrators. While civil servants enjoys the right to participate in political life as citizens, they are also bound by regulations to preserve the integrity and impartiality of public service. As France continue to navigate the complexities of modern governance, the ongoing dialogue surrounding the political rights of the civil servants remain integral to shaping the future of democracy and public administration in the country. Balancing public service, impartiality, and individual rights are very important. In the complex complex ecosystem of France democracy, civil servants occupies a unique positions. While entrusted with upholding neutrality and impartiality in public service, They enjoy a more comprehensive range of political rights than their counterparts in many other nations. This creates a fascinating yet intricate balancing act between individual expressions and adherence to the core principles of public service. The right to vote forms the bedrock of the political participations, while freedom of expression is the carefully calibrated. Civil servants can hold personal opinions outside the work, but public expression on matter related to their duties or critical government policies risk disciplinary actions. This underscores the paramount importance of neutrality in their professional conduct. Beyond mere association, French civil servants possess the remarkable ability in joint political parties aligning themselves with the various political ideologies allow them to actively contribute to the broader political spectrum. The whole elected office is concerned subject to specific limitations. They can pursue elected positions at the local, national and European levels, directly impacting decision making process. Then there is a campaign for candidate is concerned. Campaign engagement is permitted, providing a platform to advocate for choose political figures. Another is the hold trade union positions. Leadership roles within union empower them to collectively advocate for better working conditions and exert indirect policy influence. However, these rights come with the crucial safeguards. What are the safeguards? The first is neutrality obligations. Publicly expressing views that could be constructed as a representing the official government position is strictly prohibited. Second is discretion and reserve. Conduct and statement must uphold the dignity and neutrality expected of a public servant. The another is the activity restrictions. Sensitivity, roles, and specific activities such as campaigning in their immediate work areas face particular limitations. And the last that we find is disciplinary sanctions. Breaching regulations can lead to disciplinary actions, including dismissal and in severe cases. This system sparks ongoing debate. Supporters highlight the enhanced sense of agency and democratic participation it fosters. Critics, however, voice concern about the potential conflicts of interest, politicizations of the civil services, and the challenges in maintaining true neutrality. The ultimate goal remains to ensure a harmonious symphony where individuals' rights resonate alongside the fundamental principle of public service neutrality. There is a balancing the scales, voting rights and freedom expression in France civil services. Civil servants within the French political ecosystem find themselves at a unique juncture. While entrusted with safeguarding public service neutrality and impartiality, they enjoy more political rights than many international counterparts. This creates a fascinating yet intricate balance act between the fundamental rights to vote and the announced limitations on freedom of expression. The right to vote is a cornerstone of the political participation for French civil servants. Similarly, to any citizen, they may hold the power to influence local, national, and national elections, expressing their individual beliefs through the ballot box. This ensures their voice are heard with the democratic process and allows for active engagement in shaping the government that governs them. However, regarding freedom of expression, the boundaries become more intricate. While personal opinions expressed outside work and on non political matters remain permissible, venturing into professional territory requires significant cautions. Publicly voicing views on their professional duties critiquing government policies directly related to their work, or engaging in debates misconstructed as representing an official government stance can potentially trigger a disciplinary actions. This stems from the principles of neutrality, essentially for maintaining public trust and ensuring impartiality in civil service delivery. Navigating this balance act between individual rights and the professional obligations is complex and multifaceted. The specific restrictions vary based on categories of civil servants, with high rank officials facing stricter limitations. Disciplinary procedures and ethical guidelines play a crucial role in enforcing these regulations, and their effectiveness is a subject of ongoing debate. Critics contend that these limitations stifle individual expressions and hinder active citizenship. They argue that an informed citizens, civil servants deserve to engage in public discourse and contribute their perspective without fear of repercussions. Conversely, supporters emphasize the critical nature of upholding neutrality to maintain public trust and prevent undue political influence within the civil service. They underscore the importance of ensuring public service remain fair and objective, free from personal bias or affiliations. Ultimately, navigating this intersection requires a nuanced understanding of the legal framework, the rationale behind the restrictions, and the potential impact on the individual rights and public services effectiveness. Ongoing discussions and likely to reform will continue to shape the delicate balance between democratic participation and the core principle of neutrality, ensuring that French civil servants can meaningfully contribute to their rights and the efficient functioning of the state apparatus. Beyond the voting booth, expanding horizons with association and activism in France civil services, while upholding impartiality in public service remains paramount. French civil service enjoys a unique level of latitude towards freedom of association and engagement in political activity. This creates a dynamic landscape where individual rights intersect with the demands of the neutrality, foster a nuanced convergence about democratic participations within the state apparatus. At its core lies that right to join trade unions and professional associations. This empowers civil servants to collectively advocate for their interest, negotiate working conditions, and have a voice in shaping their professional environment. This fosters engagement and a sense of ownership within the system, contributing to its effectiveness. Further expanding their horizons, French civil servants can join political parties, actively aligning themselves with the various ideologies and contributing to the broader political discourse. This active engagement fosters a deeper understanding of political processes and allows them to become agent of change with their professional sphere and wider society. Moreover, they can directly participate in the political arena by standing for and holding the elected officials at local, national, and European levels. This allows them to translate their perspective into a concrete policy decisions, bridging the gap between the public service and political representations. However, limitations exist to safeguard neutrality. Higher ranking officials stricter restrictions on campaigning activities, particularly in their immediate work areas. Additionally, expressing opinions publicly that could be construed as a representing the official government stand is strictly prohibited. These safeguards minimize the potential conflicts of interest and ensure fair and impartial service delivery. This system sparks ongoing debate Proponent highlights the enhanced sense of agency and democratic participation it's foster, arguing that active engagement strengthens individuals' rights and public service. Critics, however, express concerns about the potential politicization of the civil service and challenges in maintaining true neutrality. Let us have a look at the safeguards in French civil services. The French civil services presents a unique conundrum balancing expensive political rights for its employees with the absolute necessity of public service neutrality. This necessitates a multifaceted approach, employing various safeguards and balancing mechanisms to maintain harmonious equilibrium. The cornerstone of neutrality. The neutrality obligation stands as the bedrock of safeguards. Expressing opinions publicly that could be construed as representing the official's government stance is strictly prohibited. This ensures citizens receives services without personal bias and political affiliations, fostering trust and impartiality. Maintaining public decorum. The principle of direct discretion and reserve plays a crucial role. Civil servants must uphold the dignity and expected neutrality in their conduct and statements, both online and offline. This prevents activities that could damage public trust or raise concern about impartiality. Tailored restrictions. Activity restrictions are implemented for sensitive roles and specific activities. For instance, campaigning for their immediate work area is often prohibited, minimizing potential conflicts of interest and ensuring fairness in service delivery. Enforcing adherence. Disciplinary procedures serves as the ultimate enforcement mechanism. Breaching regulations such as publicly criticizing government policies or engaging in unauthorized political activities can lead to disciplinary actions, including dismissal in several cases. These procedure acts as a deterrent and ensure accountability for actions that could jeopardize neutrality. Continuous improvement. The effectiveness of these mechanisms is constantly debated. Critics argue for more transparency and consistency in disciplinary procedures, while supporters emphasized that the importance of uploading clear standards and accountability. Beyond established measures, ethical committees offers guidance on navigating complex situations and fostering a culture of ethical conduct within the civil service. They act in an advisory role, addressing conflicts of interest and ensuring adherence to regulations. Next is the evolving landscape. The French system is not static. Safeguards and limitations have adapted over time, reflecting societal and potential changes. Ongoing discussions and potential reform aim to refine the balance between individual rights and public service neutrality, ensuring the system remains effective and adaptable to contemporary challenges. By understanding and adhering to these safeguards, French civil servants can exercise their political rights responsibility while upholding neutrality. This intricate balancing act ensures their fair and trustworthy public service for all citizens, strengthening the foundation of French democracy. Ongoing debate and their impact on the French civil services. The French civil service, renowned for its traditions and public service ethos, is amidst a dynamic landscape of ongoing debates with far reaching potential impacts. Here is a deeper dive into some critical discussions. Number one is the modernization and efficiency. In that, the issue is critic highlights system is sluggishness and resistance to change, advocating for digitalization and performance-based revolutions to enhance efficiency and responsiveness. Impact. While modernization promises streamlined processes, potential drawbacks include erosions of a cherished service public spirits, data privacy concerns, and employee apprehension about job security. Diversity and inclusion. Here, the issue is under representation of minorities and women in leadership fuels calls for affirmative actions and fairer recruitment practices to foster inclusivity. The impact is increased diversity promises enhanced public trust and serve delivery, but raises concern about the maintaining metrocratic principles and potential tensions. Neutrality and political interference. Here, the issue is balancing neutral public service with political influence remains a contested terrain with concern about the partisan appointments and undue pressure on civil servants. The impact is that heightened political interference risks public trust and serve effectiveness, while stricter neutrality rules may hinder responsiveness to the government objectivity. Career path and motivations. Here the issue is a stagnant career progression and decline motivations among young civil servants raise concerns, prompting proposal for more flexible career paths and enhanced incentives. The impact here is improved career trajectories and motivation could attract and retain talented individuals, but require careful balancing of individual aspirants with service needs. Role and power in society. The issue is the public services influence in policy implementation sometimes sparks discussions about its perceived power, leading to calls for more transparent accountability and democratic control. The impact is here the reshaping the civil services role and power may enhance transparency and democratic control and diminish its expertise and effectiveness. These intricate debates highlights the evolving and multifaceted nature of French civil services. Addressing them requires nuanced consideration of historical context, social dynamics, and competing priorities to ensure a service that remains effective, trusted, and adaptable to ever changing needs of French society. Here are few case studies illustrating the applications of significance of political rights for civil servants in France. The first case is the principle of neutrality and freedom expressions. In 2012, a French civil servant working for the Ministry of Justice posted politically charged comments on social media expressing support for a particular political candidate during the presidential campaign. Despite doing this, one on their personal social media accounts, the civil servants' actions were deemed to have violated the principle of neutrality and impartiality as expected from public servant. As a result, the civil servant faced disciplinary actions including a reprimand and suspension from duty, highlighting the importance of upholding political neutrality in public service. Second case is the protection of civil servants' political rights. In 2016, a civil servant working for a government agency in France faced harassment and intimidations from colleagues due to their political beliefs and affiliations. Despite being entitled to freedom of expression and political opinion, the civil servant experienced discriminations and hostility in the workplace, which affected the ability to perform their duties effectively. Recognizing the importance of protecting civil servants' political rights and ensuring a respectful and inclusive work environment, the government intervened to investigate the matter, implement anti discrimination measures, and support the affected civil servants. These cases underscored the significance of safeguarding civil servants' political rights and promoting diversity and tolerance in the public service. Another case number three, is the participation in political activities. In 2018, a civil servant employed for a local government authority in France decided to run for a political office in their spare time. while civil servants had the right to engage in political activities outside of work hours, their candidacy raised concern about potential conflict of interest and impartiality in their public duties. To address this concern, the civil servants sought guidance from their employer and followed the established procedures for declaring their candidacy and ensuring transparency in the political engagement. This case highlighted the need of civil servants to navigate political activity cautiously, to uphold the integrity and trustworthiness of the public service. The case number 4, badge or ballot box, a police officer's dilemma. In 2020, high rank Parisian police officers desires to run for mayor collided with the regulations bearing activity duty officers from holding elected office. This case highlighted the need to reconcile individual political aspirations with maintaining the political nature of law enforcement and public trust. The case number 5 here we find is social media scrutiny, balancing free speech and neutrality. In 2023, a French diplomat's social media critique of the government policy sparked debate. While civil servants have free speech rights, they are also bound by the professional neutrality obligations. This case underscores the complexities of navigating the digital age, where personal opinion can impart public perception of institution. The last case we can see is the whistleblowing double-edged sword. In 2022, a French environmental inspector exposed alleged irregularities, raising crucial questions about the whistleblowing protections. While legal measures exist, individuals often face internal disciplinary actions or career repercussions. This case demonstrates the ongoing challenge of balancing the right to expose wrongdoing with upholding loyalty and professional conducts. These cases represent just a few examples of the intricate issues surrounding political rights for French civil servants. Each scenario requires a careful assessment of individual rights, efficient public service delivery, and the maintenance of public trust. By examining specific instances, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex interplay between political rights and professional obligations for French civil servant. Analyzing such cases through a professional lens allows for a more informed and comprehensive considerations of the challenges and opportunities in their ever evolving landscape. Thank you.